Good morning, one and all present here. Today's topic will be replication for molecular biology, 4th SEM CBBT students, biotech students. Myself, Farzana Tasneem, MI, Department of Biotechnology, Surana College. DNA replication is a biological process that occurs in all living organisms and copies their extract DNA. It is the basis for biological inheritance. Replication is the process of synthesis of daughter DNA from parental DNA by the enzyme DNA polymerase. We can see here how DNA is converted into the lented DNA. The central dogma of the DNA is like replication, then transcription, then translation. DNA converts to RNA by a reverse transcription process, and then formation of protein will take place in translation. Here we can see DNA replication is a reaction in which daughter DNAs are synthesized using the parental DNA as a template, transferring the genetic information to descendant generation with high fidelity. Parental DNA is having 2 or double stranded DNA. In after replication, the parental DNA divides into 2, then new strand of DNA will develop, then they become 2 double stranded DNAs, that is daughter DNA. Each parent strand serves as a template for a new strand, and the 2 DNA strands each have one old and one new strand. The diagrammatic representation shows you how the single strand of the DNA will become double stranded or a new daughter strand. DNA replication is a continuous process, it will be happening. Then Michelson and Stahl experiment in 1958 showed that the demonstration showed that semi-conservative replication is done. This semi-conservative replication has the following flow chart, like DNA extracted and centrifuged to equilibrium in calcium cesium chloride density gradient. Then original parent molecule will divide into 2 strands of will remove the one strand double stranded into the single stranded, then single stranded becomes then double stranded. Then we can see this experimental prove that there is a change of the double stranded into single into once again single. So there are number of the duplication will happen with the help of the replication process. This possible replication patterns are semi-conservative replication, then we have a conservative replication, then we have dispersive. These are the 3 possible methods how the replication is been done: semi-conservative replication, conservative replication, and dispersive. Here the diagrammatic representation showed that the semi-conservative replication is half of the portion of the DNA remains and then new strand develops. In conservative, double stranded remains the same and then new duplication will happen in the another DNA form. Dispersive is a part of a DNA is new, part of a DNA is old strand. This is how the dispersive type of replication happens. Experimentally, we can prove that DNA duplicates with the help of, if we take the E. coli grown in presence of the heavy isotope of nitrogen for many generations, E. coli placed in medium containing a light isotope of nitrogen, that is N14. It has been run for 20, 40 and sampled at 0 minutes. Then cells are broken up to extract DNA, then suspended DNA in cesium chloride solution. Then we have the centrifugation process which will be running, and we can see the how both the strands have been divided for F1 generation, where one heavy chain and one light chain is separated. Then F2 generation, 2 light chains and 1 heavy chain is separated. Then we can see that the replication has happened with the help of the centrifugation process also. So here there are 3 rounds which is happening in centrifugation. Double stranded opens into a single stranded will develop into the double stranded, and then the new strand will develop into double strand. Once again new strand will double into double strand, then single strand will double into double strand. Like this, third round we can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new strands, 2 semi, that is half, that is the last one conservative type of replication has happened. So this is the diagrammatic representation with all purine, pyrimidines, Here the direction of the DNA replication is been shown. The origin is having double stranded. Bubble like formation happens at both the space. Sometimes what happen, it is unidirectional, sometimes it is bidirectional. So these are the two directions where replication happens. And bidirectional replication starts unwinding the double stranded DNA at a particular point called as origin or ora site, followed by the synthesis on each strand. The parental double stranded DNA or newly formed double stranded DNA form a Y-shaped structure called as the replication fork. So the replication of the prokaryotes is been done by Y or a Y shape or fork, or even we can see in opposite directions, or in the formation of the two directional process. Replication enzymes and proteins, what we can see here is DNA polymerase matches the correct nucleotides that joins or polymerases adjacent nucleotides to each other. Helicase unwinds the DNA, melts it. Primase provides an RNA primer to start polymerization. Single strand binding proteins, SSB proteins, keep the DNA single strand after it has been melted by helicase. Gyrase is a topoisomerase that relieves torsional strain in the DNA molecule. Ligase joins adjacent DNA molecules together, that is fixes the nick. Telomere is that finishes off the ends of DNA strands in eukaryotes. DNA polymerase of the one is responsible for the replication in prokaryotes. First DNA dependent DNA polymerase, DNA Pol1, was discovered by 1958 by Arthur Kornberg, who received Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine in 1959, and this is called as the Kornberg enzyme, or it is also a DNA polymerase. So we have RNA primase, also called as DNAG. This primase is able to synthesize primers using free NTPs as the substrate and ssDNA as a template. What are primers? Primers are short RNA fragments of a several nucleotide long strand. Then we have DNA polymerases 1, 2 and 3. Difference between the three: structural gene Pol A, structural gene Pol A, structural gene Pol B, structural gene Pol C. Subunits 1, 7 more than or equal to 10. Then it has molecular weight. Molecular weight of a DNA polymerase 1 is 103,000 and DNA polymerase 2 is 88,000. Then we have DNA polymerase 3, which is 791,500. Here we can see the 3' and 5' has exonucleases in all the three. 5' to 3' exonuclease has in only in DNA polymerase 1, not in 2 and 3. Polymerization rate is more in 250 to 1000 in DNA polymerase 3 and more than 5 lakhs. So this is the polymerization rate. Here we can see the DNA template, how primase enzyme helps in the polymerization. The RNA primer is attached, then DNA polymerase 3 comes in contact, then we can see the elongation of the new formation of a DNA. Here you can see exonuclease functions: 5' to 3' exonuclease activity, 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. Then DNA Pol1 at both the ends, N end and C end, that is called as N terminal or C terminal. Small fragments comes and then large fragments formation takes place, and then they join together, and then with the help of a DNA Pol1, DNA Pol2 and DNA Pol3, we can see the how elongation or a clinofragments, which is done through polymerization activity, which is from 3' to 5'. Here the directionally the DNA stranded replication fork is also done through the theta formation. So we can see how 5' and 3' forms a small bubble like structure, and then the replication fork forms. So there is a lagging strand, there is a leading strand, which helps in formation of a fork. So here you can see how the elongation of the fork happens, the leading strands and the lagging strand, then how the new strand will form from the fork, and this represents the then Okazaki fragments plays a very important role. Many DNA fragments are synthesized sequentially on the DNA template strand having 5' end. These DNA fragments are called as Okazaki fragments. They are 1000 to 2000 NT long in prokaryotes, 100 and 150 long in eukaryotes. The daughter strand consisting of Okazaki fragments is called as the lagging strand. N-terminal and C-terminal, what we have already finished explaining. DNA polymerase 2 is temporarily functional when DNA pol 1 and DNA pol 3 are not functional, still capable of doing synthesis on damaged template, participants in a DNA repair system. So helicase is also called as DNA B. It opens the double-stranded DNA with consuming ATP. Opening process with the assistance of DNA A and DNA C. Structure of DNA pol 3 is having subunits like alpha 5 prime to 3 prime, then you have epsilon, then theta. This you can see the structures or the subunits of nucleotides. And this is a complete representation how SSB fragments come in contact, how the enzymes come in contact, how replication fork will help in taking out the double strand into a single strand and formation of single stranded DNA with the help of DNA polymerase 2, DNA polymerase 1, DNA polymerase 3, ligase enzymes, primers, helicase enzymes, lagging strands and leading strand. So this represents complete structure of how replication takes place. This is the complete structure how replication has happened on double stranded formation. Termination is very important part here. The replication of E. coli in bidirectional from one origin and to other. Replication fork must have at one point it has to stop, that is called as the termination point at 32. All the primers will be removed and all the fragments will be separated by DNA polymerase 1 and ligase enzyme. So this is the steps of replication in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Recognition of origin of replication takes place by DNA protein in prokaryotic, RPA protein in eukaryotic cell. Unwinding of DNA double helix we can see in helicase. Eukaryotic cells also is the same. Stabilization of unwound template strand, single stranded DNA binding protein is there in both the strands, that is both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Synthesis of RNA primers, primase enzyme plays important role in both the cells like prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Synthesis of DNA leading and lagging strand is also the same, like DNA polymerase 3 helps in prokaryotic cells. In eukaryotic cell, DNA polymerase delta and DNA polymerase epsilon. Removal of RNA primers, DNA polymerase 1 from prime end to 3 prime exonuclease. Then removal of RNA primers, like in eukaryotic cell it is done by RNase H. Replacement of RNA with DNA will done by, in prokaryotic cell it is DNA polymerase 1. In eukaryotic cell still studies are going on. Joining of Okazaki fragments in prokaryotes are done by DNA ligase requires NAD. In eukaryotic cell it is the DNA ligase requires ATP. Removal of positive supercoils ahead of advancing replication forks. DNA topoisomerase 2, that is the gyrase. Then DNA topoisomerase 2 which is in eukaryotic cell. This is almost a complete picture how the enzymes plays important role. And finally, thank you so much for listening.